Stop falling for the software sales demo. A demo is a commercial. It's not always reality. Now, software vendors love to show you roadmap features, shiny tools that are scheduled for release next year, or so they say, that don't really exist today. The way software sales works today is that there is a vanilla version of any major software available out there. Software as a service. You don't necessarily buy it. You're subscribing to the base product that any vendor is putting out there. And then you get the right to configure it the way you want it to. So when software vendors come to your offices for a demo, they're going to show you a shiny presentation with the best features available today on that product. Shiny tools that vendors love to show you roadmap features, things that are about to come out, things that will be out next year. Shiny tools, including AI, that are scheduled for release at a future date, undefined, or they may say in Q4 of next year. So when you're in a demo, be careful not to just fall for roadmap features because they may not happen. You have to rely on your demo scripts. You have to rely on your requirements definition. You have to rely on all of the hard work you hopefully have done up front to get ready for this demo, to understand how to tell from apples to apples or apples and oranges. Is what the vendor is showing you actually in production? Is it what you need? And are you going to get it by the time you go live? And it's not by the time you go live. You have to configure and implement it so that you can use it at go live. Now, if you sign a contract based on just a demo from a vendor you probably met at a conference that sent you a nice email, that sent you a box of cookies, and the product doesn't line up with your requirements, the shiny things you're seeing in the demo don't really exist, you're buying vaporware. Now, this term has been around for a long, long time. Vaporware has been a problem in the software sales industry for as long as I have been in the industry, 20 plus years. Vaporware is something a software salesperson will sell you that doesn't exist. It may exist in your head, in their head, but no one in their development shop is actually working on it. Or even if they are, it's not ready for production. It's not ready for prime time. So if you sign a contract just based on a demo and promises made during the demo, things you didn't see, you will pay millions for a system that is based on features that do not exist. They may never exist and certainly won't be ready for your go live. Now, I've seen this exact story play out 1,000 times. For example, a county government in Tennessee selected a vendor because they demoed an amazing AI-powered budget forecasting tool. Now, if you're a CFO, imagine this, that the system will ingest your previous budgets, how they've been spent, the trend analysis on it, and will forecast a budget for you for next year. Now, this isn't anything new. You've been able to copy budgets from last year to newer years in existing systems, in older systems. But the promise of AI-powered budget analysis, AI-powered budgeting, budget creation, budget tracking is immense. How much time is that going to save you if this software actually does what it says it's going to do? But the reality is, this county, it was a deciding factor for the win. They fell for promises that the salesperson was making in the demo. It was nowhere in the requirements, nowhere in the demo scripts, and this product or feature didn't exist. Vaporware has become a huge problem today in the AI age when you can mock up any feature you want the morning of the sales presentation. You can come up with working demos that make you can come up with working demos that make you feel like this product really exists. And it became a deciding factor for the win. The features being shown on a shiny PowerPoint did not really exist. And that's what the deciding factor was. It was a deciding factor for the winning vendor. And let me make the distinction between a vendor and a software partner. I've talked about this before. A vendor is somebody that is only in it for themselves. They are not really interested in solving your problems or caring for your people. They're mostly interested in the profits, in increasing shareholder value, and pushing the envelope as far as their paycheck's concerned. That's a vendor. On the other hand, you have software partners, people that are partners. They're invested in you, in your organization, in making sure that you can achieve your vision and your mission and the reason why your organization exists by using this software. The software becomes an enabling tool for you to get to the destination you're trying to get to. So, a huge difference between vendors and partners, and we love working with partners. We don't necessarily love working with vendors. They're selling you the same thing, but the way they sell and how you are taken care of is the key factor in picking the right vendor. And by the way, if you're interested in learning more about vendor selection and contract negotiation, click on this video here. So back to my story. So the county signs the contract based on this feature that didn't exist, and the implementation team shows up a few months later. And they say, when asked about this module, oh, that module is still in beta. It's scheduled for Q4 of next year. And guess what? Their implementation timeline says that you will go live in Q2 of next year. So how does having this feature that you really love during the demo go live or be available in Q4 help you? It doesn't. So what happened was that organization was stuck doing manual forecasting in Excel. They were doing it manually before. They were probably using paper and pencil, and now they're doing Excel. Slight modernization, sure, but not what they paid for. So while the software provider was building this cool feature, this organization was stuck using Excel for budgeting for 2 years or more, while they're paying premium pricing for this new system. Now, when you move from a homegrown system or a system that doesn't work or a lack or no system to a shiny new modern publicly traded company that's selling a product, you expect it to work from day one. You expect all of the work you've put into the implementation process, all the backbreaking hours your people have put in, by the way, in addition to their day jobs, as they implement the system, and you don't get to use the cool things that you were promised. It's a problem. So what do you actually do? How do you navigate these challenges? How do you not fall for vaporware? How do you make sure you're protecting your organization? There's a few ways of doing this, and let me run through all of them. 1, demand proof of life, which simply means show me. If you can't see it running in a live production environment, if there's no client using this feature or module, it doesn't exist. I don't care what the software vendor is saying to you about how cool their development team is, how quickly they can build this for you. If it can't be shown, does not exist. And we've seen this play out several times. Vaporware is not funny. If you can't see it in a live production environment, it doesn't exist. If another client, which is a similar organization to you, is not using it, does not exist. Now let's talk about the roadmap. Most serious software providers out there will have a product roadmap. They can tell you what enhancements, what features, what cool new things they're going to release on their product or their platform in the next year, 2 years, 3 years. If a feature is coming soon, that's promised to you, it's in the contract, please make sure that you have a penalty clause in there. We've done contracts for clients that have liquidated damages that equate not meeting milestones or not releasing certain features to a monetary penalty for the vendor. So put a penalty clause in the contract that credits you money for every month that it's late. And by the way, don't pay vendors upfront. Most vendors, when you sign a contract, will say, oh, we need to bill you half of the contract price, 10% of it, what have you, to set up our servers, to build a SaaS environment. Don't fall for that. Yeah, there may be some instances where it is justified, but it's not a blanket statement. So when you have control over the payments and the milestones, please make sure that your milestones are tied to those payments and that you're not paying for something you haven't received. So contracting the roadmap is really important. If the software vendor is telling you a certain feature will be available next year, 2 years from now, 6 months from now, 2 months before go live, needs to be in the contract, needs to be in writing, and there need to be consequences for when those timelines and those product delivery dates are not met. Because think about it, if you're not using it, you're losing money. You've made promises to your management, your council, to your board about a cool new feature that's going to save you money, make you more efficient, and when it's not being delivered, that does no good to anybody. As for a sandbox feature, sandbox really means a play environment. If they say the module's ready, if you have been promised a certain feature, make sure you get to play with it. Make sure you get to drive the mouse yourself. Never trust a canned presentation because, like I said, in today's age, AI can mock up any feature you think you want. They could do it during the presentation, show you a nice screenshot that says, okay, here's exactly how we tackle the unique problem you just threw out at us. But if you can't play with it yourself, if you don't have a sandbox environment, it probably doesn't exist. So back to my earlier point, drive the mouse yourself. Make sure you are not just trusting everything that is being said in a sales presentation, that you get a chance to verify, that you're holding the vendor accountable for delivery dates and timelines that you have set together. If you want to learn more about running a great demo session with a software vendor, click on this video.